What is going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. I wanted to do a video talking about how my YouTube channel got completely deleted recently. And I will be doing a dungeon at the same time, so bear with me. But I wanted to just give you guys an understanding of, you know, what happened, how this came to pass, how could I possibly let something like this happen, why am I so stupid, all those different things. But the reality is, my entire YouTube channel got deleted about 5 days ago, and I spent a little while trying to get it back. The process of getting it back was actually incredibly frustrating, and I'm going to explain it all in this video. So let me start off just by saying, how did this happen? Well, as you know, is pretty normal, I get sponsorship deals from various creators, and it happens pretty frequently, actually. Like, it's not uncommon for me to get 1 or 2 sponsorship deals, possible sponsorship deals per day. The problem is most of them are scams, or they're just people who are trying to get money out of me for, like, access to their game. It's a lot of, like, really stupid things. Like, a lot of stupid things where it's like, hey, we'll let you have early access to this game if you put it on every single YouTube video for the next month. It's like, okay, that's really dumb. So the sponsors that I'm getting right now are not like money. A lot of them don't offer money. A lot of them don't offer really anything of value for me, even though they think that they are. And then there's a lot of the times it's just straight up a scam. That's the other most common thing that happens. So it's kind of discouraging. I'll say right out of the gates that it's pretty discouraging trying to like get sponsors as a smaller creator, because the reality is that like nobody wants to sponsor you, and I'll talk about that later. That's like it's not like that's actually kind of fair in some ways to the sponsors themselves. I'll talk about it a little bit later. Here's what happened. I got an email that had a potential sponsor. I checked the email address of the person sending it, and it looked legit to me. I did a bunch of background checking on the email address that was sending me this potential sponsorship, and it looked completely legit to me. That's one thing that you really have to do a lot in this when you're getting these kinds of sponsorship offers is, you know, is this going to be a scam? The email address is the biggest flag. It's almost always like obvious that it's a scam just from the email address. But this one wasn't. It was very, very legit, and I was excited. So I immediately asked to follow up with these people. I did a follow-up email, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in doing something. What is this going to look like? And they immediately responded back, or I don't know, like an hour later, and said, hey, here's an additional chunk of information on the deal, and we're giving you a media package to go explore. And I was like, okay, I'll check out this media package. So I look at this media package, and I open it, and it's got essentially a bunch of like little Word documents that are links to other people who have checked out this this same sponsorship deal that I'm thinking of taking. So that's kind of cool. So I know that like other channels have in fact done the exact same deal that I'm looking at doing. So that's number one. That's encouraging, right? It doesn't look like fake in any way. I gotta heal myself here. So the email address looks like it checks out, and I know that there's other people supposedly who have also done this deal, right? So that's two good check marks so far. In the rest of this media package, there was a video that I could grab that essentially was the sponsorship like video that they wanted me to put in my video. So it was like a 20-second clip of a new game coming out, and they wanted me to put that in my video. I was like, okay, well, there's my sponsorship video. There are people who have worked with these people, this email address before. The email address itself is not raising any red flags from the checks that I'm doing. So that seems all good. It's looking really good, right? It's looking really good, and like these are the kinds of checks I have to do on every single one of these sponsors that comes in, because it's usually garbage. It's usually like a lie, and somebody's trying to just get me to, you know, whatever. So I'm very encouraged at this point, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. So there's one more document in this whole package that they've sent me, and it is a PDF document about the financial sort of terms and conditions that we can talk about. They're basically saying like, hey, give us like your price on what you would expect to get as a creator doing this kind of sponsorship. And I'm like, okay. So they're like, there's a form in this PDF. You got to fill it out, and it will give you the details, the financial details on what you need to do. I'm like, okay. So I double click this PDF, and lo and behold, nothing happens. And I'm like, what's going on? And what I didn't realize at that moment in time is that everything had already happened right there. That in that moment when I double clicked on this PDF, I had in fact installed a virus onto my computer that basically copied all of my information and in particular my passwords. It had copied all of my passwords, and now this person, whoever it was, had access to all of my passwords, all of my information, and they were in control of my Google account and my YouTube account. So I didn't realize that, having double clicked this supposed PDF. What I didn't realize at the time was that the PDF looked like a PDF on the outset, but was actually a screenshot. It's like .scr. The file format was .scr, which I should have known seems suspicious, right? Like, that's not a regular format that you can double click on. But the icon was a PDF, and so I didn't like think anything of it because it just looked like a PDF. And so I clicked on it really, really quickly, and I shouldn't have. The bottom line of this entire thing is don't ever click on links that you get from these kinds of people. And I should have known that. But again, the reason I thought it was okay, essentially, was because I had sort of done the rest of the research, and everything else looked legit. Like, they work with other people. Their email address was okay. The rest of the package that they sent me was fine. There was an actual ad for the game in there. It all just looked really good. So I didn't really, in my mind, I didn't necessarily have reason to believe that the rest of it, that this extra PDF file wasn't also legit. But it was definitely not legit. It was definitely not legit. And it ended up, I believe, downloading a virus onto my computer, copied all my information, locked me out of my accounts. So I didn't realize this for the rest of the day. I just went about the rest of my day not really knowing what was going on. And all my stuff was being copied. The next day, I was woken up by you guys, actually, on Discord. I got woken up and out of like my sleep from my night shift. And I was like, what's going on? And my girlfriend was like, hey, somebody just messaged on Discord saying that there's something wrong with your YouTube channel. You need to go check it out. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. I like immediately in my head, I was like, it was that thing that I clicked on. I knew it. I knew that there was something really, really wrong. So, I panicked and I ran and jumped on the computer and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I went to log into my YouTube channel, and I no longer had access to my YouTube channel. I couldn't get into my Google account. I couldn't get into my YouTube channel. I had nothing. It was all gone. It was all gone. And I was like, oh my God. So first of all, I couldn't even like log in to my YouTube channel. So I went and manually logged in just by typing in like ZucoWoW into YouTube. And what popped up was my YouTube channel. All my videos were gone, and instead it had been replaced with a new logo that the hackers had like just put there. And they had one video posted that was like just a spam of, I don't know, something that they were advertising. I legit don't remember what it was. We got a bit of a mess going on here. So I had no idea what was going on, except that I knew that my channel was now gone, and that this guy, whoever it was now in control. He had all the codes. He had everything. So I was like, holy shit, this is really bad. Like, this is so bad. Like, what do I even do? So I immediately start looking for like a number to call, like a YouTube number, like somebody to just call and be like, okay, here's what happened. And I spent like a couple hours like looking for a number, like a customer service number that I could call. There really wasn't one. Legitimately. There was one that I found, and it ended up requiring like a code I needed like a passcode to even use it. And it just like, I didn't have the code that they were looking for. It was actually specific. So anyway, customer service like wasn't going to help. There's literally nobody for me to call. So that's discouragement number one. I feel like I have no recourse. So then I'm like, okay, I guess I'll email customer support or something and see what happens. So I send off an email to what I think is YouTube customer support. About another hour and a half goes by. Nothing happens. Like, I get nothing in response. So I'm like, okay. Now I'm like really concerned. It's kind of starting to look like I'm not going to be able to get my account back. So then I, in a last-ditch kind of effort to try and find somebody to help me, I literally get on Twitter. And I tweet at the YouTube team. Why do we pull all this? I guess we need to. Come on. I tweet at the YouTube team. I did like at YouTube, at creator support, and at team YouTube. So all three of those. And I tweeted them, hey, my account just got deleted. My entire life's work is gone. Like, please help me. Like, I really need your help. I miss the afflicted. Too many things going on. And I'm like, this is literally my last ditch ever. Like, this is the last thing I can do. I don't know what else I can do. I'm in big trouble here. It feels like my account is just gone. That's what it feels like at this moment. I'm like, I am screwed. I'm so screwed. 5 minutes later, Team YouTube gets back to me. And I'm like, oh, damn. Okay. Well, that's cool. That seems like a very fast response. I'm very encouraged by what's going on there. So I'm like, okay. And they say to me, you need to follow us so that we can DM you on Twitter. I didn't really know how Twitter worked. Apparently you need to like follow people so they can DM you. Because they don't want to do this entire exchange like out in the open, I guess. Which is fine. I'm actually okay with that. So I immediately follow them and I'm like, I'm so excited. Because I've just had a discouraging 2.5 hours trying to find customer support links and emailing them and getting absolutely nothing in response. So I'm like, okay, this is great. I emailed them back right away. I'm like, I DM'd you. Please, like, let's get this going kind of thing. And they don't respond to me for basically like 3 hours. 3 hours goes by and I don't really get anything. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, did I just get like bamboozled again? Like, what is going on? Is this really how this works? And I was pretty pissed. And eventually I got desperate again and I reached out to at Linus Tech Tips. I don't know if you guys know who Linus Tech Tips are, but he's like a huge YouTuber, has been in the game for a long, long time, and he does like tech support type stuff. He had the exact same situation happen to him a long time ago. He reached out, so I knew that he had gone through and he'd done a YouTube video about it. I went and watched the YouTube video as well, by the way, trying to figure out what to do. It didn't help me at all. Not because he didn't have helpful things to say, but just because like it didn't give me a solution to my problem. So I reached out to him and I'm like, Linus, please help. If there's anything you can do, I know you've been through this before. I would really appreciate the help. Somebody from his team, I believe, reached out to me and gave me a response in like minutes. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. They're like, hey, go check out this guy. He helps out with these kinds of situations. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then I DM this other guy. Ultimately, that didn't end up going anywhere. I'll just say that right out of the gates. But, oh, I didn't get any cash in on. There we go. So, but what was really interesting to me is that Team YouTube reached out to me after I had DM'd Linus. And they reached out and they were like, hey, we see that you've followed us. We're going to start the DM process now. I'm like, okay, finally. So it's been like 5 hours or something since I first messaged YouTube. And they're finally getting back to me now. And I'm like, God, this just takes forever. And what I didn't realize was that this was kind of the process that was going to take place for the rest of like this entire experience. It was going to be slow and arduous, and it was not going to be fun. Let me just say that from the outset. So, anyway, I DM them again, and I'm like, listen, here's what happened. And then they're like, okay, now they want specific information out of me. They're like, hey, tell us like exactly what happened, which accounts got deleted, yada, yada, yada. So I have to start sending them like all this information specifically. What I wanted to do with them was just say like, hey, here is all the evidence that my channel, that I am who I say I am, and this is truly my channel. But they were like, we're not interested in that at all. And unfortunately, I basically just had to follow whatever like guidelines, whatever scripted thing that they had behind their little monitors. I had to follow that to a T, or else I wasn't going to get anywhere with YouTube. And this was like the beginning of my understanding of how frustrating this whole process was going to be. I didn't realize it until that moment that like I can't just like tell them what I want to tell them. I have to follow their script to a T, or I'm not going to get anywhere. Really, really dumb, by the way. Very annoying. My suspicion is that like, because I'm a smaller creator, YouTube doesn't really care about like they just don't have time to deal with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Because like, it's not, I don't think they're just too big of a platform to really be able to spend that kind of time. This is why I think bigger YouTubers have agents. They have YouTube agents that will help them. They'll get them that instant access for these kinds of situations. So bottom line is, long story short, I spend the next 2.5 to 3 days going over information with YouTube support, trying to get them to believe that I am who I say I am. It's the most frustrating, arduous experience that I've ever been through. I sent them like 3 long emails that were like, hey, here's my YouTube channel. Here's my Twitch. Here's my Discord. There's a bunch of people in there. They can all vouch that I have a real channel. I also have screenshots and other things from my YouTube channel inside of this Discord. I have Twitch VODs showing that I'm also, you know, the Zuko guy. Like, it was all right there, and I sent them all this stuff, and it didn't matter at all. None of it mattered. One bit. And it was the most infuriating thing ever, because I felt like I had no control over whether or not my channel was going to get reinstated. I was literally, like, in the dark. I just had to follow the prompts from this support group that felt like I was talking to a bot. I know I wasn't, but it sure felt like that. I had to follow it to a T, or else nothing was going to happen for me. And I was like, this is so incredibly infuriating. Like, I don't, this is what this experience is like. So, long story short, I follow their advice to a T, and ultimately, oh, this is going to go off. Ultimately, the first step is that I get my Google account back. Now, I was trying to get both of them back, and I really needed... The original inquiry was like, I need my YouTube channel back. Finally, after 3 days of going back and forth constantly, I get my Google account back, which is not even really quite what I was looking for, but that's okay. Step 1, I'm happy. So I get that back. Then I have to go and prove that I am who I say I am for the YouTube account as well afterwards. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is this so difficult to get through? Anyway, long story short, after many emails back and forth, I finally get my YouTube channel back as well. My Google account is back. My YouTube channel account is back. And I get all the different, like, security keys that I'm supposed to get. Basically buff my virus protection software so that it is better than it used to be. But I also download a bunch of YouTube keys. There's a bunch of security measures that I have in place now that I will have for the next round of if this ever happens again, or something like this ever happens again, then I'll be ready to go. I think I got bit. So anyway, I get all that in place. I get my channel back, but guess what? It still has, like, the dude who stole it. It still has his, like, brand logo on it. And it still has, like, his banner. So I have to do my banner art again and my icon again, and all my videos were gone. And I was like, where the hell are all my videos? And I immediately sent off this, like, really fiery message to YouTube support being like, where the hell are my videos? Like, they're all gone. And then I, like, checked in the video section and realized that they were all unlisted. And I was like, oh, why are they all unlisted? Like, why wouldn't they just get reinstated the way that they are? And they were like, I was like, whatever, it's fine. All my videos are at least back. Now I have to go through the process of relisting them all again, which I did yesterday. And, like, you can relist 50 videos at a time, but every time I do it, it like didn't relist like 5 of them or 8 of them just because. So then I had to relist them again to make sure that it caught those last 5. In the process of this last week of having this frustration, I lost about 50 subs, which is again another blow for my channel because I don't have a ton of subs yet. So it's like if I lose any, it's like a bad thing. But the bottom line is I did get my channel back. I did get my Google account back. It's all okay. I have Giga security going on now. Everything is fine. I understand that people, you in the comments will be like, why the hell would you ever think that opening a link like that was okay? And like, I get it. I really do. I get it. But I promise you that like I get probably 20 to 30 of these a month, maybe 40 of these things in a month. And so like I was very, very excited. And this one looked way more legitimate than any of the other ones ever had. So to me, anyway, it looked better than it was. The bottom line is don't ever open a link like that. If you get a link, if you're a creator like me and you get a link like that, don't ever open it. That's not how sponsors are going to get you to join, you know, their group. It's just not the way that it's going to be. So long story short, I eventually got everything solved, but it was very, very, very painful. The experience was painful. My security is better now than it's ever been, which is great. But, man, I don't ever want to go through that again. It was so frustrating and just like, God, honestly, the biggest reason I don't want to go through it again is because the process of getting my channel back, that is insanely frustrating. Yeah, sure, the hacker stole my account and like rebinded all my shit and I had to like put my videos back and my banner ads and all that jazz. But you know what was worse? Dealing with customer support from YouTube. That was worse, if you can believe that. So anyway, I really want to say that the community was absolutely incredible. Being able to reach out to like Linus Tech Tips, and I don't think Linus like himself responded to me. I know that he didn't. But the point is, like, there was a community on Twitter that like understood what I was going through there and was able to help out, and that was really an amazing experience to feel the love of the community there, being like, hey, so and so also went through this. Go talk to them. Go check out this guy and his channel. See what he did to respond because he also had to deal with this. Like, it was amazing having that kind of experience with the community at large. YouTube sucked interacting with them. Obviously, the hacker can go fuck himself. I hate whoever the hell did that, and it's never going to happen again. But, like, the bottom line is the community that's here on YouTube is absolutely incredible. And I'm so glad to be a part of a group of people that kind of have each other's backs. Like, that was an amazing experience to me. And I will be, you know, forever grateful on that. So thank you guys, those of you who supported me, who got on Twitter for me. Thank you to those of you who like re-uploaded the videos after I got my channel back online. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate all of you so much and all the love that you gave me. Honestly, it means so much to me. I know it's kind of hard to express to you how much it means, but I'm telling you, in this particular situation, it meant so much to me that you guys have my back. And I knew that I was going to be able to get my channel back online. I knew that things were going to be okay. It was just going to take some time and some frustration dealing with YouTube. So thank you guys once again. I love you all. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Here's to the future of not getting hacked again and hoping that I can be a little bit less stupid with my, my security in the future. Thank you guys so much again. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.